Happy Monday, everybody. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Noah. I'm the head of product here at Zoodealio. I manage basically all the new features you guys see rolling out. I'm a part of the team that helps make those happen. Ellie's out today on vacation, taking some much needed time off. So I'm filling his shoes today. And basically what we're going to be going over today, guys, is some of you may have noticed last week we rolled out a new feature called the seller score. And today we're going to be going over what that is, a little bit about how it works, and how you guys can take advantage of it. And so that's what's on the agenda today. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and just jump right in. If you guys have any questions throughout, feel free to throw them in the chat, and I'll be getting to them as we go. But with that said, I'll go ahead and share my screen here, and we can dive right into it. So for those of you who are not familiar, the seller score is a new feature we've rolled out on Zoodealio, and the main goal is to help you guys determine the stronger leads within your platform. Specifically, if you're running the home report or you're a part of Seller Source, this is a great tool. Or in general, if you're pulling in leads from an external source, let's say your CRM, or maybe you're running ads, anything of that sort, this is really going to help you drill down when you have larger amounts of leads in your Zoodealio account, and find out which ones you should really be prioritizing. So this by default is included with every single Zoodealio account. If you log into your account now, you should see this already there and available. We have gone back, and any contact that's in Zoodealio on any account, we have tried to basically attach a score to. Depending on how old the lead is within your account, that may or may not have been possible, especially for some of you that are much longer term Zoodealio members that may have contacts that are 3+ years old. You may see some scores not showing, but I'd say about 95% plus of all contacts ever created in Zoodealio have some sort of seller score. So again, if you log into your account, you should already see this there for all of your contacts. So explaining a little bit about what the seller score is just out of the gate. The seller score is a scoring system that ranks from 0 to 100, and it pulls that from a couple different sources that we'll dive into. Basically, the core idea behind the seller score is, again, we're basically tying a level of engagement or interest to every single contact inside of your account. So this score is based on where clients come from and how they're interacting with the platform, both what they're interacting with and how many times or how long. So when we go into what you're supposed to be doing with the seller score is prioritizing what contacts are providing the most engagement, the most interest, and again, why we call it the seller score is contacts that have the highest likelihood of selling their home. So this is best to be used with the home report. So basically, as we'll go into what actually contributes to the seller score, a large portion of the scoring actually comes from how much time the seller is spending within the Zoodealio platform, engaging with offers, looking at their dashboard, looking at the home report containers. And so you're going to see a much more fleshed out client profile if you have those clients on the home report, especially ones that have been on the home report for, say, 3 to 6+ months, right? So basically, the home report is going to ensure that you're getting continuous engagement across all of your contacts, so you can really drill down and see stronger lead scores, getting a more detailed profile on all of your clients. Right. So now if we go into what we mean by intent levels and how this score really comes about, basically the seller score, we started off with what the lead type is. So you can already see this inside of your platform now. We're attributing basically a lead source to every contact as best we can. So those can be things such as from seller source. Those of you who are part of that program, we're assigning that based on where that lead is coming from. If leads are coming into your platform from Zapier, you're submitting them through the Get Cash Offers button. Maybe you're sharing your link around and people are submitting that way. We're basically trying to track how that lead's coming into the platform and what type of lead they are. Based on that, we're giving it what we call the base score, depending on where they're coming from. So depending on what that source is, you're going to see a variety in, again, what we call the base score. Now, from that point, everything past that initial, again, base score is based on engagement. So what we're looking at is, are they looking at the dashboard? Are they looking at offers? Are they entering in their mortgage amounts? Are they accepting or requesting final numbers on offers? Are they on the home report? Are they opening emails? Are they clicking to open the home report? Once they're in the home report, are they looking at multiple containers? How long are they looking at different containers? Which containers are they engaging with more? And then based on all of the data we have, we're looking at, which containers, which actions in the past have led to a transaction. And then based on that, we're attributing, again, a score that totals up into the seller score. So again, spending time anywhere in the platform is going to contribute to that seller score, but how much that contributes to the seller score is based on our internal data and algorithms that are basically, again, based on what we've seen in the past and what we're predicting to happen in the future is compiling to that score. So the great thing about this for you guys, as I mentioned, the main goal for this is to hopefully make your guys' jobs easier, right? So when you go into Zoodealio, especially if you have over 100 contacts, as I know many of you do, this is really just helping you have a stronger way to prioritize follow-up and long-term nurturing. So a part of that is when you go into your platform now, you can actually filter by different kinds of seller score tags. So we have a couple options here. We have on fire, which I'll explain a little bit further here in a minute, hot lead, highly likely, moderate, less likely, and low priority. So when you're going into your account, if you have, again, over 100 plus contacts, this gives you a really way to go in there and just select, hey, today I'm going to select these, top 3 lead categories, and I'm going to make some phone calls, right? It just helps you simplify your workflows and really stay focused and prioritized on the contacts that really matter in that moment, right? So if we go into a little bit about what actually decides, whoopsies. There we go. So when we look about what actually describes a high intent lead or a hot lead or an on fire lead, as we were talking about, what that really comes down to is we have a breakdown of different scoring systems here. So I already talked a little bit about the base score and where that comes from, but we also have high intent, medium intent, and low intent actions. And then we have a couple things at the bottom here outlining a time bonus and extra flags. So a little bit about what that means. Again, base score is where that contact came from. High intent actions are anything that is a high likelihood of selling. So if we think about looking at offers, requesting final numbers, entering in maybe their mortgage position, things like that, right? So things that are flagging to the system, hey, this is a high likelihood that this person is interested in potentially selling their home. Medium and lower intent actions are going to be more traditional engagement, primarily with the home report. So we think about things like maybe they're looking at the sell versus rent container. Maybe they're looking at market trends in different zip codes. Things like that are contributing to that score. Then again, we have the time bonus. And again, that's really referring to how long are they spending looking at different portions of the dashboard or the home report and contributing that back to a scoring system. Now, extra flags is a cool one. I didn't prep an example for this right this minute, but what that comes to kind of some secret sauce we have going on in the back end, which refers to things like potentially how old the homeowner is, how long they've owned their home, their equity position, so their loan to value, things like that. So we're using that to kind of contribute some extra bonus points when available. So I mentioned before there's a lead type, and you might see it here. I mentioned the lead score goes from 0 to 100, but you might be seeing scores here that go over 100. Now, what we call that basically is on fire. So when a lead surpasses a score of 100 for any category, we call that category as being on fire. And that's a way to kind of just let you as the agent know that although the score is at 100, we're seeing them continue to contribute more and more and more actions in that specific category or thread the lead as a whole. And again, this all just comes down to helping you guys prioritize what's important in the moment and what the homeowner is engaging with so it makes your job easier. So that's all that I had for the actual presentation today. If we have any questions, we can dive into it. If not, I'm going to go ahead and pull up an example. And I have a demo here available to kind of just show you guys. Again, if you guys want to walk by or walk alongside me here, this is available in all of your accounts, right away. Basically, we're going to head over to the Clients tab here. and we're going to be able to see right away we have this lead scoring system with all of our leads. So we can go through and see, Kelly Walters, we have a lead score. We can see what's contributing to that lead score. Again, we have that base score and those different intent actions. Now, as I mentioned, the main goal of this is to prioritize those stronger lead scores. So you can see here we have, again, the filter options. So we can go through and select different lead scores. We can also just, filter it by highest to lowest scores or lowest to highest scores, right? So we can go through and say, hey, show me the highest scores or the lowest scores. You can also pair this with grouping or tagging to kind of drill down and optimize your workflow further. But if we see here, we're filtering by the highest to lowest scores. And from here, we can see, again, a breakdown of where that score is coming from for every single contact. Now, when we actually go into their account, of course, we can still see the score here, but we can also see their full activity log. Again, if they have the home report, we can see how they're engaging with the home report. So basically what we're doing here, again, is we're taking all of the features and access that you guys already have, especially through the home report, of seeing the activity, the engagement, right? If we go to the home report tab, those of you who have the home report are familiar with this. This is the time spent graph and the AI insights and the email stats. We're basically just taking all of this information that we already have available in in your account, and we're basically just associating a number with that to make it a little bit easier for you guys to read and pick out, again, the contacts that should be on your watch list, I guess so to say. So, that's really the breakdown of the system. Pretty short and sweet. We're going to be continuing to improve this over the next couple weeks. You guys can see, again, the scores now. Let us know any feedback that you have. We're working on basically how this score adjusts month to month and over time. Again, our goal here is to really just show you basically on a daily basis, here's who you should be focusing on. So I see in the Q&A, Rob said, when I go to lead and look at their offers in a home report, does that become part of the history and then in turn affect their scores? Great question, Rob. So I know that you had an issue with that last week. So basically, Rob, to answer your question, there was a bug at the end of last week to where if you as an agent were engaging with the home report or with the offer dashboard, that was contributing to the seller score. Rob, that has since been fixed and that should no longer be occurring. So great question. Again, that's most of what I had for today. So short and sweet. I'll be answering any questions here for a little bit as we go through. But that is the core of what I had for today. So appreciate everyone coming out. I'll stick around here for a couple minutes for Q&A, answer any questions. Other than that, that's all I had for today. Just keep it nice and simple. Go out there and test out the seller score. Reach out to us if you have any questions. Let us know any feedback that you have, and we'll go from there. So Rob says, are you aware that I received over 120 home report emails last night on 2 property? Rob, I was not aware of that. Could you please let us know in support at Zoodealio.com the example that you're referring to, and we can look into it. That should not be occurring, and we'd be happy to get that fixed for you. So Blanca says, I had a property that I needed review from an underwriter. I made a request. Blanca, thank you for letting me know. I will go ahead and personally get with the offers team and make sure that it gets taken care of. If we're missing any information for some reason, I will have someone call you. I can make sure that gets done today for you. All right, so apologies that you had that experience. I'll make sure personally that gets that handled. We need to respond faster to these hot leads. I totally agree, Blanca. And I'm going to take that feedback directly to the underwriting team and make sure that gets handled. Now that we have, some more tools here for the team to use, that's going to especially increase, their workflows as well. So I will get on that right away and make sure that gets handled for you, okay? Thank you. Also, there should be a chat for them to reply back. So are you referring to the chat on the Zoodealio platform? So if you guys didn't know, by the way, on your agent account, you guys can pop open the chat here and you can contact our support and offers team. I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to, Blanca. Or are you referring to within, for homeowners? Homeowners have access to the AI chat, like in notes where they can review and write notes after the review. So they do have access to that, and you do as well. They might already be doing that on some of your properties. So I can explain what Blanca's talking about here. So when you have an offer from a property, or for a property, excuse me, we have the new offers tab. For those of you who may have not seen it, this has been out for a couple weeks now. You can see this little notes icon here, right next to this little ellipsis. If the underwriting team has left a note on a property, that will appear right here, and you can pop that open and review the notes on the property. There may not always be notes. Normally, you're going to see the most notes once you have a final offer get accepted and you're moving on to the inspection period. That's when you're going to see notes most consistently. And sometimes there may not be any notes, right? Especially if it's just a request for final numbers. They should at least leave a note that the review is done. I'll look into that with our team. Because when we're looking at whether or not the review has been done, that should be conveyed through the platform. So as you can see here, here's a great example. This is tagged as estimated offer. That means it's preliminary. When you go through and request a final number, that's going to update and let you know that it's in progress. Once it returns, you should be getting a text message and email letting you know you have new offers on the property. And also within the platform, it will update. Instead of saying estimated offer, it'll update and show its offer. Right, and so that's how you can know that the review is done, because they will have implemented and passed in that final number. If you have gotten a final number already and you have requested basically another review on the numbers, which isn't as common, you may have to rely a little bit on direct communication with the offers team. But if you're going through the traditional sense of accepting the offer or requesting final numbers and going through those stages, the platform and your notifications should update you on all of those steps automatically. If for whatever reason that's not happening, please reach out to us and let us know so we can get that fixed for you. But a majority of the times, that process should handle everything up until the property's in inspection. And from that point, it's going to depend on which buyer you're working with on what that flow is going to be past that point. It was a response to an automated request. I could not tell if the underwriters reviewed. Okay, could you reach out to us, Blanca, with to support@zoodealio.com with a specific address so I can look into that for you? Because it should be pretty clear in the platform when that's happening, and if not, I want to make sure that that's being handled. And I also, like you mentioned before, I want to make sure that if you did request final numbers, that we did get our underwriting team on that for you. Yeah, please let me know. I'll have them look into your case in general, because I know you mentioned that you requested a review and haven't got one. You've talked to a few people about it. Okay, I will personally look into that and make sure that gets handled for you. I'll have to go around and see what's going on. I don't have that information in front of me right this second, but I will get with those teams and make sure that gets handled for you, okay? Hope you guys all have a great Monday and a great rest of the week. Get out there and close some deals. And again, we're here anytime to help you guys with anything and everything. So don't hesitate to reach out to us, support@zoodealio.com, use the chat on the website, give us a call, reach out to the offers team, whatever you need to do, and we're here to help. Appreciate you guys' time, and go out there and test out the seller score and let us know your feedback. Have a great week.